Monday, we do work week weather brought to you by Docomo Pacific and from the National Weather Service. Joining us in the KUAM News Link Zoom room, Landon Aydlett. Good morning, Landon.
Good morning, Chris and KUAM, and good morning, Guam. How are y'all doing?
Doing pretty good. I don't know if it's something with daylight savings, but it seems like the weekends in 2022, they're going by at like double speed.
Yeah, they are too busy lately. I was working the whole weekend, and it feels like, in one sense, I feel like I've been away from the office for a couple of weeks, and on the other sense, it feels like I was just here yesterday.
I know.
They are flying by so fast, but luckily the weather is very accommodating, so we have a lot of great conditions out there the last several days, unless you're in the water, and then you have the hazardous seas and surf to deal with, and also the fire weather danger, the wildfire threat to the region. But we actually have some interesting stuff going on today. I'm going to turn my camera around pretty quickly. If you see all those little glittering spots on my screen, what do you think that is?
I was going to say UFOs, but I know better.
Well, fortunately, we know exactly what they are. And those are lightning strikes. But where exactly are these lightning strikes? They are sitting just east of Guam and the CNMI this morning. So this is something we've not seen here in quite a while, at least since probably late last year. This is part of our seasonal transition as we go toward the late spring and eventually the early summer months. This is part of a tut cell. And so let me turn on my satellite showing you exactly what we're looking at. This is our water vapor imagery showing the atmospheric moisture over the region. So the yellows, those are the much drier air mass across Guam and the CNMI right now. The blue indicates higher moisture content in the atmosphere. And that's because of this, what we call a tut cell, a tropical upper tropospheric trough. And so we have this upper level trough right about 200 millibars way up in the atmosphere. That's right about flight level for most of our aircraft. But this trough extends across the broad region, and you can sometimes get these little tut cells within that trough. They can generate heavy cores of showers and also thunderstorms. So that's what we're seeing with these strikes on the screen. That's a lightning-inducing event. And so this is typical of our region from April and May through August and September. And so this is really our first good flirt with a tut cell this year. I'm going to go to the other satellite and show you the bigger picture. One of the things that's working against us having a significant weather event with this tut cell is there's just no low-level forcing mechanism. So if we had like a surface trough, for example, or a tropical disturbance pushing through, we could see significant rainfall, major widespread thunderstorms, but there's really no surface forcing with the system. So what we're getting out of this, what we're squeezing from the atmosphere is pretty good with this event. So we'll see this bump into the Guam and the CNMI region probably early this evening and overnight and bring us an uptick in shower coverage. Again, it's not going to be a washout or a widespread rain event. It's going to be spotty showers, but when those showers do pass over, they will be briefly heavy at times. So again, not everybody will see it, but probably a good part of the island will see showers passing through this afternoon, evening, and tonight and the next several days as it pushes through. So go ahead and cue up the slides. We'll get right into the meat of the work week weather. And again, breezy with spotty light showers today, beautiful daytime weather, but as this thing starts bumping into our region, we will see the clouds start getting more vertically stacked higher up in the atmosphere, and you start seeing those heavier rain cores with the showers and probably some isolated lightning overnight tonight into tomorrow. So watch out. If you hear thunder, get indoors. When thunder roars, get indoors, because we can get struck by lightning here on Guam. It doesn't happen often, but it does happen. So we're coming into the tut season. Right after tut season, that's typical our peak typhoon season. So we're just starting that transition as we go later into the year. Isolated thunderstorms tonight through Thursday. Risk of rip currents is high along the east-facing reefs of Guam and the CNMI. The Guam fire danger is very high to extreme. That wildfire threat remains critical at least through this evening because of the dry atmosphere, the strong winds, and the dry conditions. But we'll probably see that taper off just a little bit the next couple of days with the increased rainfall potential. Drought conditions, still moderate drought for Guam and abnormally dry for the CNMI. So we're going to cue in right on the wildfire threat. The drought really is not that bad for Guam and the CNMI, but that fire danger, that's our big concern. With a very high to extreme fire danger, a red flag warning is in effect. That means that winds are elevated, 15 to 25 miles per hour with gusts up to 30 miles per hour, particularly in the hills and the mountains of southern and central Guam. So watch out in those areas. We do have some wildfires burning out there from time to time, especially yesterday. Low humidity for the daytime today. That will increase tonight as that moisture creeps in from the east. Critical fire weather conditions are occurring or are likely, and that's going to continue through this afternoon, early this evening. So fires that do develop will likely spread rapidly and be difficult to contain. So watch out. Please avoid burning any debris or setting any fires outside. The other risk, high risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs, that's everything from Ritidian, Tiragi Beach at Anderson Air Force Base, all the way down the east coast, Paget Cave, Paget Point, Marble Cave, Pago Bay, down along Just Pirates Cove, Telefofo Bay, and Inarajan Bay. So if you're anywhere near the water along the reef or fishing, please be careful. Do not turn your back on the ocean, even if the waves look calm for a moment. It's just a matter of time before a larger set of swell push in. So watch out along east-facing reefs and, of course, the northern areas, Ritidian, because the currents will be much stronger around Ritidian Point in those north-facing areas. Current conditions, really not bad out there, but breezy on Saipan. That'll be the case on Guam today. Guam rainfall, we're still nickel and diming it on a daily basis. Not much yesterday at 0.03 inches and just over an inch since the start of the month. Going to the next slide, the winds over the open water, that large blue sea just east of Guam, that is an upper level cell, that circulation center with that blue trough across our region. That's going to be creeping its way westward from our east, giving us that moisture tonight and tomorrow with the isolated thunderstorm risks. That'll continue and probably linger at least into Tuesday and Wednesday. So watch out for that. Down south near Palau, you see that trough down there. That's the hashed red line. That's a near equatorial trough. And we are watching some weak circulations within that trough over the last couple of days. One had a sub-low rating by the Joint Typhoon Warning Center that, of course, has since dissolved. But this near equatorial trough, that's also a seasonal pattern that we have in the southwest part of our area of responsibility. That can be a formation mechanism for tropical cyclones this time of the year. So we will be watching out for that. It's also a source for abundant moisture, showers, and thunderstorms for Palau, sometimes up to Yap. Sometimes that trough extends eastward to central and eastern Micronesia, and it can also push northward enough to give us showers and thunderstorms. So that will stay well south of us for now, but we could see some moisture with another disturbance possibly coming toward the weekend. In the meantime, out on the waters, the seas and surf will be elevated at least through midweek, maybe a little bit of subsiding Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, but there is a small craft advisory in effect for the coastal waters of Guam and the Sinai that will continue through Thursday, and a high rips currents for east-facing reefs through Wednesday afternoon. The seas and surf are elevated, so if you're going to be on the water, make sure on the west side where things are a little bit calmer. Otherwise, be very careful. And for the week ahead, mostly sunny with isolated spotty showers today, but they will increase in intensity and frequency. Again, not a washout event we're expecting tonight, but it's going to be frequent showers passing quickly by with brief, moderate to heavy intensity. Breezy out there east of 15 to 20 miles per hour and 20 knots on the waters. Mostly cloudy with periods of scattered showers through midweek with these features at play for the next couple of days. And then right now it looks dry for the weekend, but we could see a weak trade wind disturbance come through Friday and Saturday. If that's the case, if it materializes as the forecast models do flirt with right now, we could see a little bit more moisture going into the weekend. So stay tuned to weather forecasts. Otherwise, beautiful week. Some of this much needed rainfall could help subside some of the wildfire threat.
Right. Thank you, Landon. So it looks like we're getting wet, but not too wet.
Yeah, it won't be bad at all. It's just going to be these frequent showers passing. It'll come down, get things wet, maybe a brief dump, and then move right on off.
And lightning. So
one of those, mix of sun and showers, sometimes back to back.
Right. I like that when you're in the sun and you're looking over at the rain.
Yeah, that'll be the case the next couple of days.
Thank you, Landon.
Absolutely.
All
See
right.
you soon.
Yes, there you go. Landon Aydlett of the National Weather Service. Also working on a bunch of other great things with his foundation that we'll be sure to give you more info on. I know he's got some big things popping. I don't want to reveal too much, but you'll get it here on the link. It's 8:30, Monday, March 28th. Quick break, sir. And we're coming back with the governor of the CNMI, Governor Ralph Torres, as part of our new Fit to Lead segment. As you guys know, the governor has made a commitment with a little prodding by the crank Frank Camacho to get fit, right, to get healthy. As we've seen, the pandemic, right, has claimed many of our people who weren't healthy, who were struggling with pre-existing medical conditions. And so it's pretty noble. You know, Governor Torres taking that step, that commitment to be fit to lead, and then calling on his cabinet and government officials throughout the CNMI, as well as the people of the CNMI, to follow suit. So we'll catch up with Governor Ralph coming up next. It's 8:30. We're back with more of The Link next. Good morning on you.
Subscribe to our KOAM News Digest, our weekly email newsletter with all kinds of information straight to your inbox.